Hey kids, how are you? Okay, hey. So here I am, the Great Baldini, back again. I know it's been forever. I keep trying to get in here more and more and sooner and all that sort of stuff. I sent to any kind of a medical journey follow along thing. We'll just we'll give you the latest updates. Alrighty. Yeah, what's going on? All right, so you probably already know about the myalgic encephalomyelitis. That's the primary indication. That took me about 3 years to get to that one. I consider myself fairly lucky, I guess, after having seen what other people have to go through. Some people have gone up to like 25 years without getting diagnosed, which I can't even imagine that. But I know several people already who have gotten diagnosed after like 10 years. So just pretty wild. So I guess 3 years is pretty lucky. But then it started this other thing that we don't know exactly what it is. Probably dealing with demyelinization or myelin sheath becoming thinner, and then causing seizures and all sorts of good stuff. So there's that. But in the process, right? I have, I took some time off and ostensibly to try to figure out what's going on with my health. And so we have part of that. Part of it is still unknown. And I still have the hard push to, continue packing up and to get out of Seattle. I have been trying to work toward that, but the, myalgic encephalomyelitis really kind of prevents that. So it makes it a really difficult thing to manage. And so then, of course, there's the emotional part of it where I get discouraged, and that can easily lead into depression when you can't get anything done that you need to get done. So, and then you try to push yourself harder, and of course you get diminishing returns because that just makes you more sick, and it becomes a kind of a never-ending loop. And so this is why when I ask for prayer, right, again, I would say I think Dad's in it, right, between the first thing that happened always when I encounter difficult circumstances is to always go straight to Dad. And here, at first I was like, hey, take this away. I think we always do that. Take away the burden. But always then the reminder that if you take away the burden, then you don't have the strength to carry any more than that. And that's going to be required. So I quickly readjusted to, hey, let your will be done. And I think he's in it. I mean, not causing it, but giving it space to do its thing so that I can learn some stuff. But in part of that, right, the last few weeks, months, whatever, I have been, again, strongly nudged to continue this. And I thought, what have I got to offer, right? People are going to come and listen to what? Me complain about how bad things are? And it's difficult sometimes for me to even, because of the nature of the seizures, and they just happen constantly, little seizures, and then for a moment, you kind of blank out, forget what you were talking about. It's not very conducive to doing, anything, dealing with physics or any kind of explanation like that. But here I am, I'm going to do it anyway. At least this time, what I'm going to do is, I've been nudged really hard, of the last number of, whatever streams I can get to, which is basically, right, that don't expect that it looks like, right, we're coming to the end of the whole thing. We're getting to the climax, which is not a bad thing. It's a good thing, right? But as part of that good thing, there's all kind of bad things that occurred. And Jesus told us that specifically, right? That there would come a time when people would kill you thinking they're doing God a service. Yeah. So there you go. And we continue to say things like, here are the patience of the saints, they that keep the commandments of God. Right, and blessed are the dead who die in the Lord from henceforth. Yes, says the Spirit, that they may rest from their labors and their works do follow them. Right, and we continue that along with multiple places, right, where again in Revelation it says those who are going to die by the sword will die by the sword, and those who are led into captivity will be led into captivity, and this requires the patience of the saints. Right, so Jesus told us pretty clearly. So one of the things that I decided to do is go through this, at least as best I'm able, with the book of Revelation, starting just with chapter 1 and going through, I think we'll at least get to 14, 15 probably before I, go, but now we're getting this some. But anyway, the first few, I think, will demonstrate why I think we are coming to this place. I know that lots of people have claimed this over time. I'm not making any claims of it. I'm just saying it looks to me like we are meeting some of the requirements. Once again, Jesus said, when asked, right, Matthew 24, what is the sign of your returning? He said, of that day and hour, only the Father knows. So even he doesn't know. So it would be silly for us to try to put dates on it, as people have done. However, there does seem to be some indication in there about that it's conditional. Once a condition has been met, then we see the next things go. And so we'll talk further about that. And I think, again, I'll share that with you. And I hope that it provides you, again, not discouragement, right, and not fear, but rather, right, as Jesus said, again, in Revelation, that these are the ones who, they loved me so much that they did not shrink from death, right? And that's what we want to see, right? So it's like I have become fond of saying, don't threaten me with a good time, right? You're going to take me out of this crap hole? Yeah, let's do that. Let's do it. Because the next thing I know, I'll be in the presence of Dad, whether that comes, instantaneously or whether it comes after some sleep. I don't care, right? The next thing I know for real is that I'll be in Dad's arms, however that occurs. So I'm good with that, right? So again, don't threaten me with a good time. So I'm not trying to be, a sad sack and going, oh, you don't have to do anything. Just lay down and die. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying don't be discouraged if you find yourself in a position that seems impossible. He's the God of impossible, right? That's what he does. That's when he steps in. And that's what I can, for example, I'll tell you this. I owe an enormous debt of gratitude to friends who have helped me right along the way, especially since I would say not necessarily unexpectedly, but sooner than I thought, losing my employment because of the neurologic conditions. And again, I'm not mad about it. I couldn't do the work that I was doing before. I still have some value, I think, but it's business. So I was a contractor and I couldn't do the things that were necessary, again, for the full time. And that happened over time, reduction of hours until I started having the seizures. Then I couldn't really physically do it either. So that put us obviously in a bind. And there have been a few people who have been super generous. And I want to say, especially Andrew and Andrea, thank you so much. Like, you guys saved my life. And, rarely or ever do I ask for anything, right? But I'm so pleased and so grateful for those, who, those who have helped. But I was going to say today, there's too much month at the end of the money, and that Andrew had sent me another gift. Oh my God, thank you so much. Then I made the mistake of, transferring it, and then of course it's caught in the ether. Anyway, it was a lesson in humility. I got like 4 bags of groceries, and it was nearly $200. And then I was like, okay, I got to take 40 out of this account and out of this account, and you got to have the people help you with that. I was in the self-checkout, but you got to have them help you to put exact amounts on each one, or they're trying to put everything on one. That wasn't going to work. So a little lesson in humility. But here's the thing: I had exactly what I needed to pay that bill. And that's the way that Dad is, right? Never too much, never too soon. And I just refreshed my page to now say, oh, hi, I didn't see any chat. I didn't know if anybody was here. So, David, good to see you. Andrew, how are you? There you are, right? Andrew, thank you so much, man. I didn't even see your gift until today. And I was just like, dude, you don't even know. Hi, Jenny. So, and say hi to the little bug too. Ryan, how are you? Mojo, hey man, good to see you. And Mitz, it's great to see you as well. So yeah, like Amit says, we can know the season, and Jesus encouraged us to do that, right? He said, how is it that you know, right? That in high school, knew a gal in high school who really thought, misheard lyrics. She thought it was rich guys at night. Oh, it's rich guys at night. Oh. Like, no. We also convinced her that there were 5 quarters in a football game. So that gives you an indication of her mental acuity. In any case, so basically what I want to do today, right, what I want to do this evening is start with the confessional, right? And that is that I have apologized to Dad, and I feel the need to apologize to you, that he has nudged me and asked me to be here and be of encouragement to you, to try my best to encourage you. And I felt like, what do I have I don't feel very encouraged myself, right? The best I could do is be the turd in the punch bowl, and that's the thing I hate to do, right? I hate it when it's always bad news. And it is, of late, pretty much always only ever bad news. And that makes me do the exact wrong thing, which is to kind of go caveman, right? I tend to be a hermit, and I hide out, lick my wounds, because I don't want to, negatively affect anybody or bum anybody out. But then I watch, and then I watch that I'm not only am I not the only one going through it, like what I'm going through seems mild compared to some other people and what they're going through, if that tells you anything. The number of people that I know right now who are going through unimaginable difficulties is nearly all of them, right? And so I think that does indicate that we're on the cusp of something that's, again, we're in a battle for our very lives, our souls, and it's life or death, and it's coming down, to the last 2-minute warning, if you will, to push that football metaphor, and it's imperative that we listen closely and become aware and very adept at hearing that still small voice, because in the melee, in the scrum, it's going to be really hard to make those decisions, which is why I've been encouraging for a couple of years now, right, to make your choice now, so that when it comes, you'll know you're already ready. Kind of muscle memory, right? You'll know how you're going to respond when faced with the inevitable. Now, this is not to say that everybody who's ready to go is going to, get whacked or whatever, because it doesn't say that everybody is going to be a martyr, right? They're not going to kill them all. And so there are some who are going to be alive and remain. Jesus said that too. And so good on you, right? So again, I'm not here to tell you what your fate is, but I am here to say that I feel obligated to share what I've come across and what I think I'm being given. And I think that in addition to the earlier remarks that I've made on it and showing some of the text, I think a revelation is just go right through it chapter by chapter. What I will likely do as well is to clip those segments and try to make them really nice and tidy and post those over to the new channel, which is kind of the backup channel. Well, I don't think I have anything over there already. Mologoses Exegesis. You'll find it in the show notes. Email on that, which I probably haven't checked. I got to check that. Mex, M-E-X. It's not Mexican. It's M-E-X, right? Mologoses Exegesis .podcast at gmail.com. There's a reason for it. I'll show you that why I put a weird name on it. I know it makes it harder to find, but it should be pretty unique, and so you can get there on your own. In any event, it is my intention to probably do them here, at least each segment, and then I will tidy them up and send them over there. So yeah, you can go and review that if you like. So my first confession again is to you, and well, I've already confessed to Dad, but now I'm confessing to you that I have not been as faithful as I should have in being here. Not from a lack of desire, right? But more from, inability, physical inability. And, again, I got to trust when I get the nudge to just go do it, because at that point, often I will go, oh, I get the nudge. Okay, I'll do that tomorrow. And then tomorrow I'm sick. I can't do it. So anyway, so that's my confessional, is that I have not pushed through when I felt I should, which brings me to repentance, right? I have, I'm going to, repent and do it differently. So I'm going to commit to you that I'm going to try to do this as much as I can in the coming weeks. Probably random times still, because it's going to be contingent on how physically well I'm doing at the time, but I'm going to do as many as I can to go through this and show you what I'm seeing. The other thing I think I need to ask for, again, is prayer for wisdom and clarity, because I got these things that I feel both of them are in the cards or whatever. But I don't know how to make them happen, which got to be Dad. The first is the Bus King tour, right? Haha. Getting an RV of some kind. I don't have resources to do that, but I feel like led to do that. Get an RV and kind of tour around with keyboard, and I got enough stuff already to do a little live thing there, and just busk and get tips or whatever. But also do the shaking hands with strangers thing. Put up some chairs and tables and let local people come and shake hands with strangers and learn that the person sitting across from them is not the enemy. Right? It's not the enemy. And that when you sit down and have a non-confrontational, non-combative conversation where you're really interested, genuinely interested, then you will listen, right? If you listen not to find the next place to interject, but if you listen to understand, what you will, I think, find is that even if the methods differ, pretty much everybody wants the same thing, right? They all want their family to be healthy, happy, right? And just to be left alone, most people. The problem is there's too many people who had decided that they're so right that everybody else is then wrong and they must be taught a lesson, right? Because if I'm right, then you're wrong, right? And that makes you a bad person because I'm not. And that's much of what we see around us. So, to that end, I would again very much like to do that. And then there's the other part, right, which is having found a potential location for a place for us to get together. And I would love to, right? I want to go all over and do it. I found a place in North Carolina, the former school built during segregation, right? So it was for the African American community. I think there's no better way to maintain. It looks like potentially perfect for what I had hoped to do with it, which is it's got like a 550-seat performing arts center that's awesome. And all the chairs, everything is still in there. There's a media center. There's a full commercial kitchen, right? There is a gymnasium with showers and all that stuff. 30 classrooms, all of which could be turned pretty quickly into a place to live. Plus, there's grounds, and there's 10 acres, right, with wooded acres, which would allow to not only have some lumber, but you could have very closed in, and it's zoned for anything. So we could have animals and plants and all kinds of things going there. So in the current ask, okay, there's an offer for it, but it's not gone through. So I don't know where they are in that. I haven't contacted them yet because I don't have a Washington State that I can find even a crappy house for that. And looks like a lag there for a minute, so I'm going to repeat that. There's the school, right? Lock, stock, and barrel. It's got everything we need, and 10 acres, and it's like $200,000. Now I don't have $200,000, but Dad has everything, and it doesn't take too many people to get together with a few $1,000 each, right, and to come up with it, and that's paid off. So again, pray about that. I've got some people that I want to send over there to have a look at it. It looks like perfect, right? I don't want to get disappointed. But I think, again, if Dad's in it, he doesn't provide the vision without the provision, and it seems perfect for what we want to do. So pray about that, and we'll figure out, how Dad intends to make that happen if that's what he wants. Because I trust him with that, right? So here we go. Those are the things I want to pray about that. So my exhortation to you, again, be of good cheer, be of good courage, because Dad is moving. That I can tell you. As much as this has been very difficult, very painful, and very discouraging for me to suddenly discover, right when I, feel like, okay, I got the, experience that I need, and now we can look for opportunities to, make the world a better place. Coming to legs literally cut out from underneath me has been, unpleasant. But I think, again, just trusting Dad, letting him lead is the way to go. So, that's I think that's the primary thing. So I guess what I'm going to say is that I'll begin probably as early as tomorrow. We'll see how I'm doing. But I will also clip it and put it over at the other channel. Mologoses Exegesis, I can't even talk, which you'll find in the show notes. So just go over there and sub to that. There's, I don't know, a couple, maybe 20 subscribers, something like that. But hopefully it'll be the right people there, just like here. I don't want a lot of people. I just want the right people. And so far, I think that you are the right people. So, that's what, again, I have for you today, right, is that I want you to, well, first, I just want to apologize, say my confession. I have been led to be here with you. Again, it's not because I have been rebellious or want to be unfaithful. I didn't feel up to it, and it's been difficult. But I find that when I trust him, right, every time I trust him, he comes through, every time. And I know the same is true for you. So we just trust, all right? And but the more I look at this, the more I see, while it's easy to get discouraged with the way that the world is right now, and people hating people, right? Again, no surprise if we're following along in Scripture, and it says you can, how is it you can, right, not know, you know the seasons, right? You know when the leaf turns green, it's going to be spring. When it falls off the tree, it's going to be fall. But you don't know where you're at. And so, looking closely, I think we are in this season I think I would call it like the penultimate climax, like not the final one, but the next to last one, where this spiritual battle becomes specific requests or prayer or need or whatever. Put it in the chat. Oh dear, looks like we have another lag. So I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted that if you have a specific need or request for prayer, just drop it in either in the chat or you can send me an email. Again, unintended.consequences3@gmail.com, probably the best way to reach me. And so, if you've got something that you want me to pray for, happy to do that. One thing I haven't stepped away from is praying for others. Even when my situation is super difficult, it actually helps me to pray for others, because when I pray for others, he often responds quickly and in power. And when I pray for myself, not so much, but that's not because he doesn't love me, right? Because he wants us to pray for one another. Yes, I want to hold. Yes, I want to not only hold her little Lola beans, but I want to speak a blessing over her, because that's what I'm told to do. So let me find this if I can, and I'll get ready to throw some music on the way out. And let's see, that would be there, and I can go in there and find a song or two that looks good. Okay, so we got that going for us, which is nice. Oh, awesome. Yeah, Mojo. So I'm a little bit younger. I graduated in 85. So, yeah, still kind of before the Earth's crust cooled. Anyway, so with that, if you have any... if you have any requests or anything you'd like to chat about, just, again, hit me up. And if I have promised to call and haven't, just remind me, right? I keep forgetting stuff, and that's been the difficult part of dealing with my things, right? And why it's so troubling is I have so much to do, much of it physical, like trying to get things sold off and organized, and it takes so my energy, right? And it's difficult to do. And but I know that this needs to be done. So, just again, I would just pray for strength and encouragement for us, so that I can continue to do this stuff. Because when I can't, right, it's super discouraging, and then it's not helpful. Because the one thing about this condition that's certain is that it responds negatively to stress. In other words, the more stress, the worse it gets, which makes you stress more, right? That's a never-ending loop. So we don't want that, right? Anyway, I want to do this. I haven't done it in a while, and so I want to, just before we go, give you a quick little ringy-dingy. I think we'll close with prayer, and we'll do that. So give me just a minute here. Get this going like that, maybe a little bit noisy, but... So, Dad, just real quick, I want to just say thank you. Thank you for joining us here. Thanks for bringing the right people here. And specifically, be with Mitz and our family. Let them find the right way forward. You said if anybody lacks wisdom, let them ask. So we're asking. I do miss the freaky freaks and the little ringy dingy. It's been, I missed it. It's something I used to do every morning. All right. So, yeah, I missed that. Missed it a lot. I really like... yeah, I really do miss that. Okay, and with that, again, Dad, just again, thank you for everybody here. Meet their needs. I would ask that you, this evening, right now, manifest to each one of these people. Show them your heart and be with them tonight. Hold their hand. Let them know that they are not alone. And we all walk home together. Thank you so much. Thanks for being here. Again, I'll see you again soon. I'll let you know. Again, I'm going to try to start right away in between the physical things that I can't do. I'll do this, right? And then try to walk you through where I think we're at. Again, I could be wrong, but I could be right? At least in a couple of spots. So I hope that we get there. Anyway, let's do this. I'll leave you with a little song. Hey, Joe, great to see you. This is one of a song that Joe and I wrote way a long time ago, early 90s, and hopefully we'll get a chance to come back and record it, right? Hopefully that happens before everything blows up. Anyway, I love you guys. I miss you so much. We'll do it again. We'll have a good time. All right? So take care. Talk to you soon.